Hello, everybody. It's time for another episode of Tales and L's, and we're sitting here on a ship in a place called the Bliss Lounge, and we're on the Cayamo cruise. It's a singer-songwriter celebration festival on a boat, and there's many great artists, but none any greater than the one that's sitting by me, country music royalty, Carlene Carter.
Hi.
What's going on?
Oh, it's going.
Yeah.
I noticed that we're in the Bliss Ultra Lounge.
Ooh.
And there's actually beds in here and stuff, and fluffy couches, and...
It's like regular Tide and Tide Ultra.
Oh, yes, exactly.
The Ultra makes your whites just a little bit whiter.
It makes your blacks kind of gray.
Yeah. Well, what you been doing?
I've been just tooling around. I moved back to Nashville after being in California for a ton of years, and I've been there almost a year, and my life has just changed in such a positive way. I get to see live music more often. I get to hang out with people, that I missed for a long time. Mm-hmm. And I kind of took it for granted, I guess, that would continue when I stayed in California for so long. But I just started missing my kids, my grandkids, and I've been writing and meeting new people, younger people.
Yeah. How many kids you got?
I've got 2 kids, and I got 3 stepdaughters.
And how many grandchildren?
I've got 7 grandchildren from my kids and 1 new one from my husband's kids.
Where do y'all have Christmas at?
Wherever they want me.
Whoever.
This year I went to Christmas after because they all had things going on that they've been doing for years when I wasn't there. So we just have pretend Christmas on any day. Yeah. Like the day after, like Boxing Day. Mm-hmm. As you know, Bob.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember when you was a little girl, a Christmas present you got that you will never forget and it stays in your mind?
Absolutely.
What was it?
I got a 55 Telecaster when I was 12 years old, and it was the first thing that my stepdad, Johnny Cash, ever bought me.
Dang.
I know.
Have you still got it?
No.
What'd you do with it?
It just got lost along the way,
Ooh, couldn't you just
over
kick
the years.
your own
I know.
ass?
I think about it almost every day. I think about where's my baby at.
Man.
But, yeah. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And so I had that for a long, long time,
Wow.
and then it just kind of went away. Another long story we'll have to talk about.
Yeah. Well, you look so much like your mother.
Thank you.
It's crazy.
Thank you.
For just to put it in the proper context, for the people out there that may say. There are people that may say,
who the hell is that
That's
woman?
right. There are some people that may say, who's Carlene Carter? Well,
Is that Dina Carter's sister?
Yeah, right. Yeah, but anyway, she's talented in her own right. She doesn't need to hang on anybody's coattails, and she doesn't. But let me tell y'all who this person is and who the family she came from. It's pretty impressive. Not pretty impressive, really impressive. Your mother's June Carter. Mm-hmm. All right. Your stepfather is the man in black, Johnny Cash.
Yeah.
Your biological father is Carl Smith.
Yeah.
I mean, really?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I'm dumbfounded by it. I'm just like the luckiest little baby that got born ever.
You really are.
I really am.
This is a broad question, but what was it like being a child in that environment?
Well, the thing about them is they were just really, for being as big stars as they were, particularly at the time when, my mom and John got married. He was like at the height of his career. There was a lot of hoopla going on. They were so down to earth people. My memories of being with my family and my grandmother Maybelle Carter.
Who wrote Will the Circle Be Unbroken?
Will the Circle Be Unbroken? Yeah. And
y'all all need to be whooped with a belt for doing all that.
I got a lot. You know what? I said there's more. I think I've got more people in the Country Music Hall of Fame than any living other person.
That's
I'm pretty sure
amazing.
about it. But no, they were really down to earth, and it's like we had, just like everybody would. Our favorite things were going fishing, and we played a lot of music at home, but mostly when people came over. We didn't just sit around and play. But my grandma and Helen and Nita and Mom, they would practice when I was a little bitty kid, and people say, oh, you grew up at the feet of Maybelle Carter watching her play. I actually literally did. Mm-hmm. And my memories of Grandma are going fishing, bowling, and playing lots of poker. I learned how to play poker as
You're
a young
basically
child.
country people.
We're real country people.
I grew up in the same thing. You know,
Yeah.
on Saturday morning, I would say, my mama would say, "Now you be back by dark." And
Exactly.
I'd get on my banana seat bicycle. I would ride down to the grocery store and buy a bologna sandwich. I'd go fishing. I'd go play in the creek.
Yep.
But kids don't even do that now.
They don't. I'm sorry. We had a creek running through our land where Mama and me and Rosie lived until she married John, and wading in the creek was our big thing. But
awesome.
we had 15 acres, and it was before we had riding lawnmowers yet. You know,
Yeah.
Mama kept that place looking like it was the yard, and then we got a riding lawnmower, and that's where I sat
Big
for
time.
all my summers and all. You know, that was the thing. But I got $1 every time I mowed the grass.
Oh, you had to mow the grass?
Yeah, I had to mow the grass, and we always had a huge garden, and it was just such a part of our life. And you know, the first time that I got married, my wedding gift was a deep freeze, and I was like, oh yeah, because I had to put my garden up. I had to get my canning going and get.
You did some canning?
I did some canning. I froze my vegetables when I needed to, and
Wow.
I also would get a calf every year, and I hate to say it, but that's how we had meat for the rest of the year. And
Yeah.
I learned real good from them how to survive on very little money,
Yeah.
considering that I kind of was from an affluent family.
My Lord.
You know, we moved
Yeah.
over to Johnny's house, and it was like a mansion, and
Yeah.
it was an adjustment for us, and we weren't allowed to mow the grass anymore because they thought people would drive by, fans would drive by.
Y'all
and
was
see-
above that.
we were we didn't think so. I was just
Yeah.
like, "Where's the lawnmower? I got to get out there and mow the grass." And Mom was like, "Honey, you can't do that no more because the fans are outside watching, and they'll look and they'll think that Johnny Cash has got June's little girls doing his yard work and that lazy old man, you know."
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
I can see how they would think that. Yeah.
Yeah, but so that was a bummer for me because I actually really loved it.
That's amazing. You ever shell any black-eyed peas?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
We used to all sit around and we'd watch the TV, but we'd sit there and
Yep.
get them beans out.
And shucking the corn, and you know, my favorite thing to eat was pinto beans and cornbread
Ooh,
in the
yeah.
skillet, with chow chow that my grandma made.
I swear to God, that's
Yeah.
one of my favorite things.
It's like I didn't want any other chow chow, only the one because that was the one I'd always tasted.
the sweet chow chow.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I love
and get
that.
the pickles in the cans, you know.
Dang.
Yeah, so it was. And people don't really believe me. I remember I did Farm Aid one time, and they were asking me if I had any farmers in my family. I said, "Well, we're not on a large scale, but it was like a real part of growing up in the South,
Yeah.
basically." I don't know if other people.
You have to go out there and get that hoe and get the weeds.
Oh yeah, and then if we could go wade in the creek,
You
you
had
know,
to earn your fun.
you had to earn your fun. But boy, was it fun when we did. We had
Yeah.
trampoline and bicycles,
Yeah.
banana seat bicycle.
I'm concerned about the generation coming up having no social skills and not experiencing getting to experience the things that we're talking about because too much cell phone stuff.
It's not. I think it takes away from their imagination.
It does.
Because we had to be imaginative
Yeah.
in our plays. Like,
This ain't a stick, it's a gun.
yeah.
Play cowboys and Indians.
Well, let me tell you about that. My daddy had a farm, and so I spent my weekends at Carl and Goldie's house with my two little brothers and my sister. Well, my little brother Carl, he was a great cowboy, but at the time he was a little boy,
Yeah.
and I tormented him because we played
You
cowboys.
were a bully, wasn't you?
No, I was a big sister.
Oh, okay.
I like to torment him because his face would turn just blood red when he'd get mad. It still does to this day.
Mm-hmm.
But we played cowboys and Indians for real on horses.
Oh, you did? Oh, yeah.
I'd hide in the woods. I was always an Indian.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but
That's awesome.
I had a bow and arrow that had a little, suction cup on the end of it, and I'd shoot my
Mm-hmm.
brother, and he had a pistol that with cap guns. I mean, so kids don't do that
No,
stuff
they don't.
anymore.
No, they don't.
And we had forts and things in the
Forts.
woods.
Oh, yeah.
I have the forts and.
Take tree limbs and
Yeah.
turn them over like that.
Yeah.
Man, I wish people was doing that still.
Have you done that any with your kids? Have you tried to keep that in there?
I tried, but they don't get it. I've tried to take my daughter fishing, and this is literally, we went fishing the other day, and the brim were, you know what a brim is, right?
Yeah.
The brim were hitting, man, and
That's the
I
best
threw
one.
she threw it out there, and she goes, and she got one, and she's reeling it in. I'm trying to get the excitement going. I said, "You got one, you got one," and she goes, when I get this one in, can we go back to the house?
Oh my goodness! I'll go fishing with you.
All right, that's a thrill to me.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about it, the feel of that, and out here in the water, when we're on the Gulf in Tampa and stuff, my grandma and granddaddy had a fishing house in Port Richey, Florida, near Clearwater, and all of our vacations were spent going down there and going fishing with my grandpa out in the Gulf. And
awesome.
He was crazy about fishing to the point that we had to get rescued several times by the Coast Guard because he'd take me and Rosie out there with him, and he'd just start trolling and get so excited as the mackerel are hitting, and that we'd run out of gas, way out. And they'd send helicopter rescues for us, and they knew him so good that they had the intercom on the helicopter, and they'd say, "Is that you, Pop?" And he'd be down there going, "Just the way I like it."
Well, it's good to be in the Cash family, ain't it?
Yeah, he was a Carter through and through, though.
Yeah, and the Carter family.
Yeah, the Carter family would, anyway, it was real down to earth, and I got exposed to the fact that they're real people, and it wasn't all the star stuff. And because people ask me a question like that, they don't even get it like you do. They think. I remember someone said to me, "Your mama was married to Johnny Cash," and I said, "Yeah." And they said, "Did you ever meet him?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Wow,
I actually saw him in his pajamas, y'all. And they weren't black.
I'm laughing and smiling because things we're talking about is interesting, but I'm also smiling because you're just here, and I'm so happy to have you.
I know. I'm so glad to see you.
Yes, absolutely, and it would be awesome if you'd sing a song of your choice.
I will, and I think I'm going to do this song because I've worked with John Mellencamp for a while, and we were on tour for 3 or 4 years, and so this year
it's like 80 shows, I heard.
Yeah, no, 150.
More than that? Oh my God!
Yeah, in the end, it started out 80 shows.
That's a real tour.
But I just kept staying, and so when I moved back, I decided that I was just going to go back to just being me and go out and play my shows.
Yeah.
It was really fun, but we made a record during it, and he wanted to do an album that was kind of old gospel songs but make new music to them. And so he said, "You go off and write some songs and I'll write some songs and then collect some songs." And I had a huge list of Carter family stuff because of course I'm trying to get the cha-ching in there too.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And so I went off and I wrote some things, but this song was like the last one that I wrote for the record. John ended up not writing any gospel songs, and so it came out a different record, but this one actually made it on there.
Okay.
And I think it's about the Damascus Road.
Okay.
Yeah. I had to come to Jesus revelation. In a blinding light I saw my soul's salvation. My feet don't falter, my limbs don't ache. Through the waterless land of the thorns and the snake, I could taste the freedom in the back of my throat. My burden's too heavy for me to tote. So I fell to my knees, I dug a hole down deep, dropped him in a bottomless pit for the devil to keep. Not an angel heard what I said. I got an ancient message from a voice inside my head. I can suddenly see the good and bad and both sides of me down the road to Damascus Road. Down the road to Damascus Road. Oops. Well, the righteous and evil are God's creations, and humanity is in this combination. My faith won't waver, my spirit's wide awake. and I'm glory bound now with every step I take. I was changed forever when I came to believe there's grace and forgiveness given to me. Like a force of nature across this wide and wicked land, won't you hear my message and decide on which side you stand? Not an angel heard what I said. I got an ancient message from a voice inside my head. Suddenly see the good and bad and both sides of me down the road to Damascus Road. Down the road to Damascus Road. Down the road to Damascus Road.
Beautiful. I love it.
Thank you, honey.
Awesome.
Thank you.
You have a really nice vibrato in your voice.
You know what? There's been so many people try to straighten that out of me, but
No, that's the magic right there.
yeah. Thank you.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful. There's something I talked with you about when we was before we came on the airs. You know, your grandmother. You know, the one that wrote "Will a Circle Be Unbroken." It's a very known song, and I've been singing it ever since I was a kid. My family sings it, and it's a staple in churches down in the South. But there is a verse that's not known that exists.
Well, I think what it is
what
most
is that?
people don't ever get to the fourth verse. I mean, and maybe it's another one that the Carter sisters made up because there was 4 of them. There's Maybelle, Helen, Anita, and June, so they
Right.
needed 4 verses.
Yeah.
But most Carter family songs, as you probably know, have about 10 verses.
Yeah.
But no one ever hears the other ones.
Yeah.
So yeah, I know that verse.
Yeah, but I thought if it's cool with you, we could attempt to do it together.
Okay.
I mean, like I'm gonna follow you.
Okay. You want to go first?
I'll do it.
Okay.
I was standing by my window on a cold and cloudy day
You sound sexy down there.
when I saw it's a gospel song. Don't be talking
Yeah,
about
I know.
sex.
Well, you know.
When I saw us come rolling for to carry my mother away. You sing the lead.
Okay. Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a better home away in the sky, Lord, in the sky.
Go ahead.
You want me to do that verse we like?
Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay.
This is the verse I was talking about. It's not known. It's beautiful. Check this out.
I went back home, Lord. My home was lonesome. I miss my mother. She was gone. And my brother, sisters crying. What a sad and woeful song. Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a better home away in the sky, Lord, in the sky.
Well, I followed close behind her, and I tried to be so brave, but I just couldn't hold my sorrow when they laid her in the grave.
Will the circle I love you,
I'm
buddy.
gonna put you on a plate and sop you up with a biscuit. That's all right.
Put little glasses on it, please.
And some butter. Or margarine.
Yeah.
Anyway, wow. What a treat for me to have Carlene Carter sit and talk and share the stories and the great music. And this concludes this episode of Tails and Nails. And this is a very memorable one. I won't forget it. And all you listeners out there, I know you're enjoying it. And don't forget to say a prayer for somebody tonight. See y'all later.
God bless.